you know me as a journalist, a TV anchor, an interviewer, an op-ed columnist. But I also used to be really into acting. Back in my high school days, I even won awards for drama, though I clearly wasn't good enough to go professional. But another kid I went to school with a few years below me was good enough. So good at that next week, he's up for Best Actor at the Academy Awards. In fact, if Sound of Metal's Riz Ahmed wins the Oscar, he'll be the first Muslim actor to ever do so. He's already part of another Academy record. Alongside Stephen Yeun of Minari, it's the first time two men of Asian descent are up for Best Actor at the same time. Makes a welcome change from the whole Oscars so white hashtag of recent years, doesn't it? And to be quite clear, diversity doesn't mean box ticking at the expense of talent. It means fully recognizing the phenomenal talent that's already out there. Just check out Riz's astonishing performance in Sound of Metal, in which he plays a heavy metal drummer who loses his hearing.
Here we go.
Earlier, I spoke with my old schoolmate from the UK, Riz, who joined me from California, where he's getting ready for next Sunday's Oscars. Riz, welcome to the show and congratulations on your Oscar nomination.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
So, Riz, something like, I did the maths, something like 25 years ago, if memory serves me correctly, you and I were in the drama duologues competition in high school back in North London. I think we both won in our categories. I know I did. We were in the school play together. Did you know then, A, that this was what you were going to spend your life doing and doing well, and B, doing so well that you'll one day be at the Academy Awards? Did you have that mapped out back when we were both kids doing this for a laugh in school?
No, of course not. I didn't think that at all. It's crazy. I never really took it to be a viable career path for me, for whatever reason. It just seems so kind of unlikely. But I tell you one thing I was certain of is that I'd be seeing Mehdi Hasan on TV. I remember even then, you kind of being the debating champion, the vicious debating kind of king that no one wanted to go toe-to-toe with. So I think it's no surprise what you're doing right now. So that much I was certain of.
You're very kind, but I think we all knew as well, especially when you ended up at university, when you were talent spotted. And let's just be clear, for this role that you are up for an Oscar on, you spent several months, I believe, learning both how to drum and learning American Sign Language for this role in Sound of Metal. You've already mastered the American accent, so much so that many people I know here had no clue you were British. I believe even Lena Dunham was shocked to hear your British accent after you did the surfer voice on Girls. Would it be fair to describe you as a method actor, someone who throws your all into any role you get?
I would say that I'm not technically trained in method acting and what that the kind of official process of what that is and sense memory exercises. But I think with every role, you have to kind of give everything. And particularly with a role like this, there was no option really but to almost live in character for those 7 months. So I'd wake up in the morning and, do sign language for a couple of hours, then work with my acting coach for a couple of hours, then go and play the drums for a couple of hours, then work out, and then spend the evening in kind of addiction recovery circles as well, because my character Ruben has a background of addiction. So it was just an immersive process. But really, that's what I love about this. It's all the worlds you get to see, and the different lives you get to inhabit. So if you have the opportunity, why not throw yourself into it?
You certainly do, and the results are clear to see on screen. It's an astonishing performance. I know you've said you're certainly not representing the deaf community or the deaf experience in Sound of Metal because it's so multifaceted, you rightly say, and I get that. But in terms of marginalized communities being depicted on the big screen, I do wonder, just as kind of whether you like it or not, brown people, Muslims, see you, do a brown role on TV and identify with it and with you. Do you think people in the deaf community are identifying, if not with you, the actor, then with your character, with Ruben and what he goes through in this movie?
Well, I would never really speak for deaf people or deaf audiences, but some of the feedback I've had from deaf audiences has been really positive insofar as I think it's just quite rare to see these lives depicted on screen. It's quite rare to see a film that is captioned, in every print of the film so that deaf and hearing audiences can enjoy it alongside one another. I think it's just often something that we neglect, with regards to how we represent people of diverse backgrounds or disabled backgrounds, or for me a big learning point was the realization that deafness isn't a disability, it's a culture for many people. And so I would say that it's very kind of moving to know that this film in some small way has been an incremental step towards just improving the way that deaf people might be represented on screen.
Yeah, and it's such important representation. And on that note, I have to ask about the D word, about diversity. The Oscars has been relentlessly and rightly attacked for lacking diversity in recent years. But this year, there's you and Steven Yeun in the Best Actor category. In fact, 9 of the 20 acting nominees, I believe, almost half, are non-white this year. Is that, in your view, Riz, Hollywood making genuine progress in terms of diversity? Because I know that you, I think in 2016, you wrote that no one resembles me in the waiting room for an acting audition. Is that still the case?
It's really interesting, isn't it? Because I think progress is sometimes not linear. If you kind of go back decades, you had actors like Omar Sharif, playing the lead role in epics, in mainstream Hollywood epics like, Dr. Zhivago. And if you think about that and then compare that to where we are now, you could say we've made progress. You could say we're back to where we need to be. I think in a way you've never arrived at the destination. There's always further to go. Yes, it's great to see that we've got some Asian actors that are nominated this year. And Anthony Hopkins, you've got one of the oldest actors ever nominated. You've got so many women nominated as directors, but we need to go further, and there's always further to go. And for me, as someone who for a lot of my life was thinking about the representation of brown people or ethnic minorities or Muslims, it was eye-opening to realize, hang on a minute, there's this whole other world that we need to open up in terms of representing deaf community, the disabled community. And there's still so much further to go there on screen and in our culture as a whole. So I think that, yes, we're moving in the right direction, but hopefully we'll never stop moving in the right direction. And we certainly will never have arrived. Culture really is a space where our collective consciousness exists, and hopefully that just keeps expanding and expanding until it can embrace all of us.
And before I let you go, I have to ask about the political moment we're in. I think it's fair to say you are a pretty political person, small p political person, in terms of your movie and TV roles, in terms of your rap lyrics even. So I want to get your take on where you think America is as a country right now, post-Trump, especially for minorities, for immigrants. You and I are brown Muslim immigrants in the US, married to Americans. What's your take on the lie of the land right now?
No, it's interesting, isn't it? Because I think that what is politics? Politics is a point of view on the world. And what is a story? It allows you to inhabit a point of view in a world, perhaps a point of view that you haven't inhabited before, a world that you haven't even seen before. And I think ultimately the truth that I hope we're unearthing right now in this political moment, as we come off the back of the Trump era, is the same truth that you unearth at the end of every story that you tell as an actor or a writer or a director, or every story that you experience as an audience member. And that truth is that underneath the differences that seemingly separate us is a common well of humanity that unites us all. That's the only reason that acting is possible. The only reason that I can play this character or that character is because inside each of us is all of us. And I hope that in this moment when we've all gone through the shared trauma of COVID together, that we all realize that truthfully there is no us and them, there's only us. So that's my hope. Perhaps I'm an optimist, but that's all you can be.
That is all you can be. Thank you so much, Riz. And last one, we're out of time, but have you practiced your, that pretend happy face in case you don't win? I think you will win, but in case you don't win, remember they do those boxes. Do you have your pretend happy face if you don't win? Do you have that practiced?
Yeah, how's this?
It's a good one. I think it's good.
Yeah, good.
No, you got to look happier. You got to look more selfless and happy when. But you're going to win, Riz. I have a feeling you're going to win. Good luck next Sunday. Thank you so.
In truth, I just want to say one thing, which is that it's just been amazing to see you and your journey and everything that you do out there for representation, and the conversations that you broach is inspirational. So keep going, man.
You're too kind. Good luck next Sunday, and thanks for coming on the show tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.